The 2022 Winter Olympics are set to kick off in February, but there's already some concern and controversy surrounding the games that are going to be taking place in Beijing. So joining me to talk a little bit more about this is our sports reporter, Evan Kenny. Evan, thanks for taking some time to talk with us today.
Yeah, thank you, Jace.
So first of all, what is the situation with countries considering a boycott?
Yeah, so right now, a number of countries are considering a diplomatic boycott for the Olympics coming up in February. So this would be to protest China's human rights abuses, whether that be oppression of political rivals or minorities in the country. Canada's House of Commons, the former Trump administration, as well as different activists are also accusing China of genocide against Muslim Uyghurs. So yeah, all of that is sort of forcing certain countries to debate this diplomatic boycott.
So we talk about a diplomatic boycott. Would this affect the games themselves or athletes going?
No, it would not affect athletes. So if it was a typical boycott, that would mean Canada as a whole would not participate. But because it is a diplomatic boycott, this involves a country refusing to send a political contingent or representative. Now, this was said by a U.S. Senator Mitt Romney, but I believe the statement still applies when it comes to Canadian athletes. He said prohibiting our athletes from competing in China is the easy but the wrong answer. Our athletes have trained their entire lives for this competition and have primed their abilities to peak in 2022.
So now when it comes to this boycott, who's all involved with it? Obviously, you mentioned some American senators that are discussing this, House of Commons. Who's all involved?
Yeah, currently it's things are really riding on the United States. They're expected to make an announcement later on this week. Now, Justin Trudeau said, or rather would not say whether or not Canada will boycott this Olympics, but he did say that the country's being engaged with like-minded partners on the issue. Now, others have said, it would take sort of a consensus between Europeans and North Americans to really make an impact on China. But really, bottom line here, Jace, is that it is contingent on what the U.S. does. So really only time will tell.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see how things go. Those Olympics are going to be kicking off at the beginning of February in Beijing. We'll be seeing athletes there, but the question still remains if we'll be seeing that diplomatic presence. Evan, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us today.
Thank you, Jace.